Yo, what's going down, Commander? Someone just said something on one of my, commented on one of my videos, and they're absolutely fucking 100% spot on. It's a guy called Cheeky Monkey. He's a good guy. They don't have to increase the health or damage. They're too stupid to understand they have a set limit on health per type of unit. Infantry 50 million, light vehicle 100 million, heavy vehicle 150 million. I think what he's saying there is 100% spot on. It's right there on the money. That all Kixeye are doing is wowing the players with this ridiculous amount of health on units nowadays, and they're hoping for the best. Basically, we've got a whole workshop that can have debuffers, buffers, increase in damage and things like that. That's where the workshop should come into play, and the workshop should be a means to, when you attack a base, say it's heavy on heavy tanks, you'd have an armour for a heavy tank. If it's heavy on light vehicles, you'd have an armour to combat light vehicles. Kixeye are lost in the wilderness. No, they're like a rabbit on the side of the road, or on the road with a car coming towards it. That's what Kixeye are. Until someone actually gets involved with the company and has some sort of knowledge of how a real-time strategy game should work, how a give and take should work, what rock, paper, scissors, rock, paper, shotgun, whatever you want to call it, where one does the other, but the other does out the other. You know, they've got no other choice at this minute. This is why we ain't seeing new bases on the map, because they don't know how to produce new bases, because one unit is a god unit for a month or 2 months, and then it's the next unit's the god unit. And that's very, very sad to see that they can't get their asses into shape, into gear, and actually literally look at what they're trying to portray a real-time strategy game. They've got all the functionality, all the abilities, and everything's at their hand, at the tip of their fingers, but yet they go down the easy route. The absolute easiest route possible is just to try to wow players, make players go, ooh, look at the health on that, look at the DPS on that, instead of saying, right, we need to set limits on these certain units are good against certain other units, then there's other units to combat that unit. There isn't no more. There's a god unit for this month, and maybe 1 or 2 uniques that are still good, you know, a handful of each at the tops, and Kixeye are in a rut, and they've dug this hole completely by themselves, because they've left people in charge that have got no real knowledge on a real-time strategy game. Really haven't. And long gone are the days of the wrong thinkers, the storm chasers that had at least a little bit of an understanding of what a real-time strategy game should be about. It's such a shame. And kudos to Cheeky Monkey. I want to give him a massive shout out. He's 100% right, and I've been thinking about this for a long time. Even that new unit's it's a joke of a unit. You know, 170 million health or something stupid like that, and 8 million DPS. There's no skill levels there anymore. It's just give them something good that we can hopefully milk as many players to coin to level 20 as possible, and then within 1-2 months at a push, we make it no good in the game anymore. They have to then coin the newest and bluest unit. What a fucking sad state of affairs. From a game that was really based on technique, skill, to a game that's based on Ruby, purely Ruby in any walk of life. Don't tell me you're skillful when you're hitting a base. Everyone's got that fucking Ruby running when they hit a base. It's just having the right combination of units. That's all it is, and the right combination of glitches working for them within that units. So there's no skill in this game no more. There hasn't been for a fucking long time. Long before Steelfront actually took over, to be fair, they started going off the tracks before that, but I think that was because the Will Harbin see the end game, and he realised that he just needs to start pumping out units to make the figures look good for the Steelfront to pay that 120 million for it, for all the games. What a shame! What a shame the game's descended into glitch commander, cheat commander, and then Kixeye just throwing new shiny shit at us every fucking event. This should have been as I say, I'm going to reiterate this. This should have been the next level to the Lightbringer. It shouldn't have been a new unit. It should have been, okay, we'll give you 10 more levels. You could have called it the Elite Lightbringer. It wouldn't have mattered. This is the Elite Lightbringer, and then you've got 10 more levels. The levels increase anyway, the same as what they follow on from the level 20. So whatever it is you decide. So it's still a very heavy increase. There's a very good chance that many people will coin it, but at least it would have made more sense as for you trying to portray it as a new unit rather than an old unit brought back into, well, not if it's not even an old unit. When was Lightbringer come out? A few months back, 5 months at tops, 6 months maybe. What a shame. What a shame the company fucking can't be bothered to fucking actually put some real time, real effort and get people in there with knowledge of a real time strategy game. Anyway, guys, rant over. I needed to do another rant, and I wanted to give Cheeky Monkey the props for what the way he explained it is 100% correct. Anyway, ta-ra, guys.